Hi, my students. Welcome back to my English class. With me, Mr. Andi Prasutyo. How are you all? I hope you are in good condition. Today's topic is about the perfect tense with subtypes the present perfect. Before having our main discussions for this meeting, I'm going to tell you about our learning objectives of the lessons. Number 1. The students are expected to show their enthusiasm in the learning process. Number 2. The students are expected to show their good personality and courtesy in the form of interpersonal communications with the teacher and the whole class. Number 3. The students are be able to identify the structures and the purposes of the present perfect tense. Number 4. The students are be able to make the present perfect tense in its different uses. Number 5. The students are able to analyze the structures and writing forms of the present perfect tense. And the last, the teacher asks the students about the conclusions of the taught materials. What is the perfect tense? According to Eckersley, an expert in grammar, the three tenses, simple present, simple past, and the future, are concerned mainly with the aspect of time of an action. But in the perfect tense, our interest is primarily not in the time of the actions, but in the fact that of its occurrence and in its result. So, I conclude this one in bahasa. Jadi kalau tenses seperti simple present, simple past, dan future itu berfokus kepada waktu. Kalimat dibuat berdasarkan waktu kejadiannya kapan. Tetapi dalam kalimat perfect, fokusnya adalah terhadap tindakan dan hasil dari sesuatu yang dilakukan. For examples, on the next slide, there are two sentences. Number 1. Marina has been to London 3 times. Number 2. I have accomplished the task. Well, the attention of the above sentences isn't on the time, but simply on the fact that Marina's visit have taken place and I'm now free of task. Jadi bisa disimpulkan bahwa yang nomor 1, Marina has been to London 3 times. Dia sudah pernah pergi ke London selama 3 kali. Kemungkinan di masa mendatang dia akan pergi lagi ke sana. Dan karena sudah sering selama 3 kali pergi ke London, maka dia sudah hafal kota London. Number 2, I have accomplished the task. Bisa diartikan in bahasa, saya sudah menyelesaikan dengan sukses tugas itu, maka sekarang the result is saya bebas dari tugas. Jadi berfokus kepada hasil dan tindakan yang dilakukan oleh seseorang. Okay, look on the next slide. If we want to direct attention to the time of the actions, it's better to use a past tense. For example, Marina went to London in 1990, 2000, and 2001. Next, I accomplished the task last 2 days. Kedua kalimat tersebut lebih berfokus kepada kapan kejadian dilakukan. Kapan? With specific time. Pada kalimat pertama, Marina sudah pergi ke London 90, tahun 2000, dan 2001. Jadi berfokus kapan kejadian dilakukan. Number 2. Saya telah menyelesaikan tugas dengan sukses 2 hari yang lalu. Kapan dilaksanakan? Kapan dikerjakan 2 hari yang lalu? Focus on the time of the sentence. Jadi berfokus kepada waktu kalimat. Itu adalah penggunaan dari past tense yang membedakannya dengan present perfect. Now, let's go on to the forms of present perfect. There are 3 forms of present perfect. The first one is affirmative, second one is interrogative or questions, and the last is negative. For affirmative or statements, Nadia has eaten all the sweets. So, Nadia is the subject of the sentence. Has, karena Nadia adalah singular, maka auxiliary yang digunakan adalah has. Interrogative, has Nadia eaten all the sweets? Oke, diinversi antara subjek dan auxiliary, dirubah posisinya. And negative, Nadia has not eaten all the sweets. Okay, you get it? On the next slide, we are going to have the uses of the present perfect. The present perfect indicates an action that took place in the past, is associated with the present idea of now. For example, number 1, I have never met your sister. Up to now, it means up to now, saya belum pernah bertemu dengan saudara perempuan kamu. Continuing activities. Until now, I've never met your sister. Never with adverb of frequency. Number 2, I have studied all English materials. The result is I fully understand with the materials. Karena saya sudah mempelajari semua materi bahasa Inggris, maka hasilnya saya sangat paham dengan materi tersebut. Next, the use for an action just completed when the resulting state is still present. The examples. Number 1, I have forgot to bring my pen. So the present result, I'm unable to write the teacher's explanations. Karena saya lupa membawa pulpen saya, maka hasilnya saat ini saya tidak bisa menulis apa yang dikatakan guru di depan kelas karena tidak bawa pulpen. And then number 2, I have taken a bath. So I'm feeling fresh now. Karena saya sudah mandi, maka present result-nya adalah saya merasa segar sekarang yang dirasakan setelah mandi. Understood? Well, this is such an additional knowledge for you all. With activities completed in the immediate past, just is often used. Jadi penggunaan just dalam kalimat present perfect. For example, the post has just come. Pos itu baru saja datang. Just is with present perfect. But just now ditambahkan now setelah just, itu adalah keterangan waktu yang digunakan dalam past tense. Tidak bisa untuk present perfect atau kalimat perfect. Karena just now diartikan sebagai a little time ago. So, if there is a sentence, the post has just now come. It's not appropriate. Okay? So, only just use in present perfect. Jika kalian ingin menggunakan keterangan just now dalam kalimat, maka buat saja kalimat seperti ini. The pause come just now. Just now di akhir kalimat, at the end of a sentence, yang mengindikasikan bahwa kalimat tersebut adalah simple past tense. Next, the uses of the present perfect. For this one is for durations of an action begin in the past and continuing to the present and possibly to the future. The examples. Number 1. I have taught this class for 10 years and I still teach the class every 2 days a week. Or the repetitions of an activity before now. Jadi ketika saya menyatakan I have taught this class for 10 years, saya sudah mengajar kelas ini selama 10 tahun dan sampai saat ini saya masih mengajar. Karena 10 tahun yang lalu saya mulai mengajar di kelas ini. Number 2. I have not visited him since 2005. I'm still busy and hectic with work until now. So, dari tahun 2005 saya belum pernah berkunjung ke dia. Ya, karena sibuk dan hektik dengan pekerjaan hingga saat ini. Ya, jadi continuing activity. Okay, now please compare the sentence number 1 with I taught this class for 10 years. Nah, itu adalah bentuk kalimat simple past. Bedakan dengan kalimat present perfect. Kalau I taught this class for 10 years, artinya I'm no longer teach it. Saya sudah tidak mengajar kelas itu lagi. Berarti saya sudah resign atau sudah retire. Now, let's go on to the next slide. When the time of the action is indefinite, it is present perfect. The examples. I have watched this movie before. I have watched this movie before, no specific time in this sentence. So, it indicates a present perfect tense. Now, please compare the sentence with I watched the movie last January when it was the first time in Bogor. So, last January is definite time, maka kalimat dengan keterangan last January adalah simple past. Okay? You got it? The next slide explains about the use of since in the present perfect tense. Since is almost always in the present perfect. He has been here since 2 o'clock. He has been here since yesterday. He has been here since Tuesday. He has been here since 2010. And number 2, they haven't visited us since Amanda moved to Singapore. So, since is a indicate time that used in the present perfect. You have to know as well about the use both since and for in the present perfect. Since describes a particular time, like 2010, Tuesday, and then yesterday, 2 o'clock. And for describes about a durations of time. For example, he has been here for 5 hours. Mereka sudah berada di sini selama 5 jam. Maka for menjelaskan durasi waktu. Ketika since, he has been here since 2 o'clock. Maka since menjelaskan particular time. Kapan mereka mulai di sini sampai sekarang. Then, this tense is usual with already, an adverb of frequency. Number 1, I have already explained that. Number 2, he has never, or ever, or always done that. Number 3, have you ever heard of such a thing? Ya, jadi already, never, ever, always, dan ever itu adalah kelompok kata keterangan, adverb of frequency namanya ya. Tapi pernah kalian mendengar kalimat seperti ini? I'm already here. Ya, already digunakan dalam kalimat present, simple present. I'm already here. Saya sudah di sini. Untuk British people, I'm already here is not common. Tetapi itu common dan umum digunakan oleh orang Amerika. Tidak aneh bagi American people to use already in the simple present. But not for British people. Well, note, the present perfect is used with ever and never if they have the meaning at any time up to now. Ya, jadi present perfect itu digunakan dengan ever dan never, ya, jika arti mereka adalah at any time up to now, dari sewaktu dulu hingga dengan saat ini, seperti di atas itu kan, he has never done that. He has never done that. Mereka tidak pernah melakukan itu. Dari dulu sampai sekarang tidak pernah melakukan hal tersebut. Please look at the next slide. The present perfect is not used with ago, at that time, yesterday, last month, in 2020. Kalau kalian ketahui di slide sebelumnya, yesterday digunakan dengan since. Maka di kalimat ini kenapa yesterday tidak bisa digunakan? Ketika yesterday ingin digunakan dengan present perfect, harus diawali oleh since terlebih dahulu. Tidak bisa kalian menuliskan, for example, he has been here yesterday. Maka tidak bisa, yesterday is a specific time for past tense, simple past. Nah, ketika menggunakan yesterday dalam present perfect, gunakanlah since sebelum itu. Ya, begitupun dengan in 2020, keterangan tahun. Ya. Next. With the above words and phrases, the past tense should be used. Ya, dengan kata-kata dan frase di atas yang digunakan seharusnya adalah simple past tense. Ya, well, this morning, this afternoon, and this evening can be used with a present perfect or past tense depending on the time the statement is made. The examples. Number 1. I have written 2 letters this morning. Say during the morning. Ketika saya mengatakan I have written 2 letters this morning, maka saya berkata itu ketika masih masa atau waktu pagi. Ya, masih di waktu pagi saya katakan keterangan this morning dengan present perfect. And number 2, I wrote 2 letters this morning. Ya. Say it in the afternoon or evening. Ketika kalian menuliskannya pagi, tapi menceritakan atau mengatakan sesuatu yang telah kalian lakukan di siang atau sore hari, gunakanlah simple past tense. Because not during in the morning anymore. Tidak di masa pagi lagi. Ketika menuliskan sesuatu di masa pagi, katakan juga di masa pagi, maka present perfect lah yang harus dituliskan. Paham ya? Let's go to the practice. Okay, please do the students practice. Use the present perfect or the simple past to complete these sentences. There are 10 numbers to be completed. Okay, this is for your homework and please submit the homework within 2 days. Jadi ini sebagai tugas, kerjakan dalam jangka waktu 2 hari, berarti sampai dengan hari Kamis. Ya, submit the homework on Google Classroom. Kumpulkan tugasnya di Google Classroom, ya. Thank you for participating on my class. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. If any questions, please write it down on the comment column. Okay? Thank you.